Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name's Louise and this is Louise's Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. So this morning I'm going to measure the jackfruit, the two plants in here. I'm going to measure the taller of the two, which is what I've been doing every month. These are now at the 5-month stage, so almost at the halfway to a year mark. Let's get the tape measure out. So I did repot these 3 weeks ago. So at the beginning of October, I repotted them into some standard Miracle Grow compost, not one that I normally use on my plants. Usually go for Jack's Magic, which is a peat-based compost, a bit more acidic than this. I did add the ericaceous feed after plant to it. Hopefully it won't be too traumatic. It has lost a couple of leaves. I think that's because when I've lifted it up, I've brushed against it. I don't think it's because of any lack of nutrients or pests or anything like that. So let's get the tape measure in there. Let's get to there. I'd say that's 15. I'd call that 15 inches. 15 and a half. So 2 inches on last time, so it's put on 2 inches of growth, which is good. Means that hopefully it's settled in to its new pot and it will continue to grow. This one is carrying on at a relatively slower pace than that one, slightly shorter, because I think it's got more branches. It's bushier, so it's diverting its energy into branches, whereas this one actually has started to branch. It did have a single branch down there, but now I've noticed here and here it's got 2 new little branches. So yeah, so I'll be doing another measure next month in November. Not that far off now. Towards the end of November I'll do an update on this. So this is what I would call the good a good example of tropical plant growing, and now I'm going to show you the bad. So down here, this sad looking specimen is a Fazli mango. So if you've been watching my channel and you've seen videos of the Fazli mango, it was doing really well, and then I took it outside for about an hour last month excuse me, and this is what's happened. The leaves were quite soft at the time, and let me just move that further up there. The leaves were quite soft, and this is what's damaged them. An hour in the sun, and we're not talking blazing sun, it was just a warm sunny day, a late afternoon sun, and the leaves have been fried. And also at that time it did have these misshapen leaves, which didn't seem to be growing as these leaves had come out and changed colour. There were some very yellow looking leaves at the top, were slightly deformed. So I pinched those off, and I don't know whether I did a bad thing by doing that. But what happened then, if I can get in there, you can see there's dieback going on. So the brown that you can see on there, the brown dust, that's cinnamon. So I put that on there just to see if that will halt any further dieback going down the stem. And I think it has. I think it's just going to shrivel at that point there. I don't think it's going to travel down any further. Hope not anyway. But as this is a polyembryonic mango, means it's got multiple. It will have multiple stems if it chooses. There are little shoots at the bottom that haven't been doing much. They've just been there. Turn that round. There's another shoot there. So if looks a little bit not very well potted in there. I've just watered it actually, because I let it dry out. Just bed that soil back in there. Yeah, so hope I don't kill it off. I've got another Fazli mango upstairs, not as big as this, but you know, it's growing, it's got new leaves on it, and it's not getting the artificial light. So I did take this out for a while, and it's been up against the window, but I think I'm gonna leave it here, in this corner. I'm not going to write it off just yet. It doesn't look very pretty, but it's not dead yet, and I just hope that it'll start to grow maybe from the bottom on those new shoots, or it will put out a little branch maybe at the top. We'll just have to see. But yeah, not looking good at all. I'll probably add in the other Fazli mango so you can compare. You can see for yourselves how that's doing. So I've only got one other Fazli mango, and the other mango plant is an Amrupali. So I'll just nip upstairs and film those. Here are the remaining 2 mango plants that I have. This one here at the back is the Fazli mango, and this is the Amrupali. So the difference is these are poly embryonic, though the seed can have multiple embryos, and you can get multiple plants from the one seed. And the Amrupali, it just has a single seed and will produce one plant. Now, funny enough, I'll talk about the Amrupali first. This started off as a single plant, and it got the seed, the first stem that appeared was trapped inside the seed, and had to prise it out, and in doing that it did damage the growing tip, so that stopped growing. So the minute that stopped growing, it produced another shoot, and then another shoot. So I've got supposedly a mono embryonic seedling here, but it's got 2 shoots. I think that's just a result of, I don't think it's because it's got multiple embryos, it's because it's just had its growing tip stunted, so it's produced a couple of shoots like that. And it's doing well, the Amrupali. It's not growing fantastically fast, but you know, I'm happy that it's alive and it's producing new growth. So that's a new leaf on this young stem, and these are just 2 leaves that has recently got a little bit shriveled there. I think that was down to it was really bright and sunny the other day, and that they do tend to scorch very easily, the young leaves, you know, when they first appear. So that's the Amrupali. Let's have a look at the Fazli mango. I'll bring that in a bit closer. Just move that back a bit. So this Fazli mango, you can see it's not as big as the other one. Its leaves aren't as big as the other Fazli mango, but it's alive, and it's got 2 new leaves, and they look pretty normal. They don't look, you know, like yellow like the Fazli mango had started to produce these really bright yellow leaves. These look pretty normal, and although they are polyembryonic, this one hasn't produced multiples as yet, but down at the base it does have signs of a couple of shoots. See if I can go in a little bit closer. 2 little shoots there. It may or may not decide to grow. I think it's happy to just continue with the single growth at the moment. The little shoot down there. Sorry about the poor focusing. And then they've got a couple of shoots up here. So yeah, the Fazli mango is growing slowly, nicely. Hopefully it will continue. It has had a couple of leaves drop, shriveled. I think there's one down here. Where's one? There it is. So that can happen when you get really bright sun shining on the leaves, and especially if they're young leaves, can suddenly just fry them. So it's keeping on top of that, watching that, you know, when we've got bright sunny day, is to maybe move them back a little bit from the window. But other than that, that's all they, you know, they're not getting any artificial light. They are on a heat mat, so it's fairly warm in here. And not feeding them, just leaving them to, you know, grow as much as possible in a natural way. So there we have it, the mangoes, and at the beginning of the video, the jackfruit update. Any comments about growing mangoes or growing jackfruit, please add them in the comment box below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.